Good day to you and welcome to another Paddocks Club video tutorial. Today I want to talk about the question of whether a sectional title scheme or a homeowners association can ban jumping castles, blow-up and PVC water slides, trampolines and other temporary and permanent children's playground equipment if the rules don't already do that. Many community schemes allow owners and tenants with children who have parties on open common or communal property or at scheme features like swimming pools to hire items like jumping castles and place these in the open area during the party. And the answer is no. If the item is not going to be operated on any common or communal property for which the scheme is responsible, then the trustees or the board of directors really don't have any say in the issue. But the answer is different. And it is yes, they can be banned if they are to be operated on any area the scheme is obliged to control and manage. Now, when it comes to the common or communal areas, trustees and boards of directors of HOAs have the power to regulate activities. They can do so because the Sectional Titles Act in the one instance and the governing documents of HOAs in the other put the common or communal areas under their control. And reducing risk and avoiding liability is a key element of their control duties. Let's just talk about the injuries. You may not think that jumping castles are particularly dangerous, but I suggest that you go onto YouTube and do a search on either jumping or, as they are known elsewhere, bouncy castles, and put in either jumping or bouncy castle and accident, and you will see pages and pages of videos showing you what can and regularly does go wrong with these features. These pieces of equipment, apart from injuries that arise when users bash into each other or fall onto solid surfaces, these structures can move and even blow away in high winds. An American source, the Child Injury Prevention Alliance, has noted that inflatable bouncers can and do lead to broken bones and concussions, and they estimate that in the USA, hospital emergency visits as a result of these injuries are now at more than one child every 45 minutes. Well, we know the USA is a very big place, but that's also a lot of injuries. So we do need to take the issue seriously if we are in control of and responsible for an area on which they will be used. Now, what about liability? Well, as I've said, if an owner holds a jumping castle party in a sectional title exclusive use area or on an exclusively owned property within an HOA, such as his front or backyard, and a child is injured, the scheme won't be responsible unless one of the trustees or the board of directors has in some way done something, got involved, and in fact assumed liability, which I think is unlikely. But if the party is on the common areas or the communal area, the scheme can be sued, even if it was the owner's or tenant's party. So trustees and boards of directors do have a real interest in protecting the scheme from potential liability, and they don't necessarily need a rule banning inflatable or otherwise dangerous playground equipment, but if there is a regular demand for some type of equipment to be used in these open areas, it may make sense to make an appropriate rule so that this can serve as advance notice to owners as to how the trustees or the board of directors will and must treat the application. And one of the problems, of course, is that all of this tends to happen quite quickly. Nobody tells the executives that the event is coming up, and then they appear unreasonable because they either refuse the contractor entry, or if the equipment does get in, they have to go and interfere with the erection process and demand that it be removed, thus disappointing eager children and appearing to be officious killjoys. It's something you should think about. If in your scheme this is likely to be an issue, think about making particular rules. Don't over-egg the pudding. You don't need rules that are unnecessary, and you don't want to appear to be discriminating against families with children. Equally, you do need to make sure that you have sensible protections against what you consider to be real dangers that might occur on the common or communal property and where the entire scheme could be responsible. Thank you for joining me, and if you have any questions, let's deal with them in the discussion forum.